Hello world. This is Tanner Brodhagen from Broad Solutions doing my first ever live event, January 8th, 2024. I downloaded Streamlabs today and I've been wanting to do this for a long time now. Come in here and show people what I do and talk about my business, Broad Solutions, which is in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We do website development and design at broadsolutions.com. This is the 2023 version of my website. I am the founder, Tanner Brodhagen. I'm 36 years old, about to turn 37 next month, and I have been a very quiet person my entire life. Barely shared or wanted to share much of what I do. I am rarely on social media. I think my Facebook posts maybe go out once every 3 months. I love websites. I am focused this year on creating more website solutions, but in that I've kind of taken it upon myself to share with the world, social media, people around me, other technical nerds and people who just want to watch and pay attention about the in-depth nature of this business, what I do, building websites, building skills, programming, code. The first time I've ever really put myself on the line or online as far as going out and trying to, I guess, take a risk in sharing and just seeing what can happen, and ultimately trying to grow my skills this year, which I'll touch on here in a second. Grow my business, which is me, my wife, and another local programmer, Brad, and just create really, really cool stuff and start to share it. The format that I'm showing on Streamlabs is something I created today. It's not the way it's going to always be. I'm nervous that you can't actually see the code here properly, but I am on my ultra-wide monitor, which I like to work with VS Code on the right-hand side, which is a code editor, and I usually take up about 2/3 of the screen, something like this, and then my browser on the left-hand side, so that when I'm making edits to styling, CSS, or the HTML, which is the language on here, the JavaScript, which would be the functionality, PHP and Node, that I can actually see what I'm doing right away. And while it works well for me, while it works well for me under development, I'm going to have to test the waters and see what I can do for streaming to see what the best user experience is for you guys. User experience is something that I care deeply about and is honestly like the whole mechanism behind websites and why someone would actually want to purchase or contact or use your website. The experience is all about you as the end user. Can I come to a web page and it load properly, right? Can I come to the web page and it have the information I need? Can I actually interact with it? Can I fill out a form and it will do something later? Can I shop and filter and deeper as you go? Does it operate the way it's supposed to? And that's what we build here, and what I am geeked about and what I spend an 8-hour day doing is directly that. So creating an experience for somebody with code and talking to a server computer and crafting that for the person who paid for it, which is typically a business, and then making it for the end user that has their own set of goals, which in the e-commerce space would be being able to purchase something properly. What I'm unsure about in this live streaming is how often I should talk or what I should talk about. I'm not generally a talker as of right now. I don't even have notes that I'm going off of. Maybe some of the airtime will be filled with concentration when I'm typing and going through something. The craft that I'm really trying to pick up, or the skill that I'm trying to pick up, is leveling up. So I want to level up my skills with programming directly. I myself pride myself in PHP as far as the language that I like the most. What you're looking at here on the right hand side is a TypeScript, but it is JavaScript and React, which is what broadsolutions.com is built with. I also have a this is a headless implementation of using a content management system that I have built in PHP, and Laravel is the framework that feeds in different things such as case studies with all of the imagery and fields that I've created externally. It loads those in here in a cool API connection between two different systems that I've built. I also have training coming up, which is going to be new for 2024, where I'm actually going to start to invite people inside of my office, which is on Oakland Drive in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And what I've created directly behind me next door is this space that has 4 tables and 8 seats. I have yet to describe it, but I will be doing that here. And what I plan to do is offer 2-hour courses where we're going to create websites, create solutions, build applications, solve complex problems, and generally I'll be the proctor of each of those events, as well as perhaps in the future some people that want to come in and share stuff directly that I have no clue about, Kubernetes and Ruby on Rails and all of the other different web programming things and tools you could use. I myself have learned HTML since 2012, CSS, PHP, and JavaScript as far as the base code languages. I've practiced and downloaded tutorials in the other different types of things, Svelte and Dockers and tools and stuff like that. For the most part, I've just refined myself back to the beginning of just being able to use React, to use Next.js, which is kind of tiered or levels into JavaScript, building on my HTML knowledge and CSS knowledge, which I want to start sharing with others. I've been doing it for about 11 years now. In 2012, just creating blocky visuals, simple contact forms. In 2014, kind of amped up or leveled up my skills in the content management systems like WordPress and Drupal, giving people the ability to change their website without code, having that login adventure. I have expanded on this mission, which I'll show actually on this side here. The e-commerce evolution kind of came along for me in Broad Solutions in 2018 with a new client who was pursuing that. In that we learned WooCommerce, BigCommerce, Shopify, alongside kind of the newer React things that were coming along. And that really taught us a whole new subset of website experience and user interface and things that matter dramatically, like conversion rates and engagement rates, purchases, and checkout security, things of that nature. In 2012, which would be 4 years ago now, I had been kind of dabbling in websites for about a whole decade, and essentially just cruising through business problems and architecture for databases and API flows, workflows to automate tasks that businesses are doing so that it gets done faster and more accurate and doesn't rely on a person. In 2012, again, we kind of took this content management system idea of being able to edit your own stuff with building out custom dashboards that showed the PHP and REST APIs that we were pushing through and being able to allow our clients to interact with that. So we migrated large databases and we're syncing inventory counts automatically. We're processing orders like the moment that they get paid and pushing them through to another system. Lots of problem solving skills along the way. The intricacies between what the client wants and what is possible and finding a good middle ground between the two. And then that kind of dives into 2024, which you can kind of see in my notes over here, is the year of the dragon. And the year of the dragon, I'll just read it word for word here, expressing our digital creativity and bringing passionate people together to build a digital agency, which is what I'm trying to do here at Broad Solutions, is build a digital agency in Kalamazoo. So me, Tanner Brodhagen, is doing this right now, first ever live, taking a risk and opening myself and my work and my thoughts and passion up to other people that want to come in here or share it online and build a suite of things together. So taking a risk to open up my office to people that want to build websites and pursue in their own pursuit of something great. So, while I may not be a wordsmith or a fantastic designer, I think the combination of what I kind of have in business and in tech, to be a tech entrepreneur, is the meeting of the two. So understanding what a business will pay for, why they'll pay for it, what they want at the end of the day, what makes sense for the customer, the client, etc. And then coming over to the code and typing it in a optimized, efficient manner to be able to not only get things done, but be able to give it to somebody else to maintain it or build the connection between code and client. So my year of 2024 is building this new website with a new redesign, not a new website. Broad Solutions has been up since 2012, but a new look for 2024. Going off of the Year of the Dragon, which is a Chinese 12-year cycle of an animal, for example, that represents the year. I happen to be born in 1988, which is also the Year of the Dragon, so this is my third iteration of the dragon. And the dragon stands for challenge and risk-taking, as well as power and excellence. And this is my handwriting, which I'm probably the only one that's able to decipher it, which I will get better at writing properly on paper and whiteboard. But me personally, I'm calm, creative, and I like to dive into problems and come up with solutions. And that is kind of the auspice of what I want to do this year, is creating a mission for my business, called Level Up. So in 2024, I want to level up with challenging myself and others to log 10,000 hours on client problems, building new applications, and training classes that are in person. We are motivated and passionate people who love technology and want to just level up and hone our skills. Make sure audio is recording. Didn't look like it was. The true goal is not necessarily weekly, daily, etc. 10,000 hours is a big number where it's going to take me and others a lot of practice, a lot of time, and a lot of frustration and a lot of creation and failing and successes. And it's going to be a grandiose goal that I want others to latch onto as well, to be able to tell their family members and friends and community that they have also leveled up in 2024 by sharing their GitHubs and their experiences and their code and their solutions and their websites, as well as, you know, what we do here and for our clients. So I've kind of done the math on my whiteboard next door of what it would take to do that. So over the next year, which is 50 weeks, minus 2 weeks for vacations and holidays, is equivalent to 250 business days. So each week would take a minimum of 200. And the activities that are going to be, let's see, zoom in here because it's probably not very big. The activities we're going to be tracking are project blocks, which are one-time technical challenges for businesses. So a redesign of a website, for example, someone comes to me and wants a new layout, a new theme for their 5-year-old website, and that for us would take X amount of hours, just say 40 hours, and we'll do it over a month period. That would be counted towards this. So a project block of 40 hours, about $8,000. We charge $200 an hour this year. Web care plans are for businesses who are wanting consistency month to month. So this is our retainer, and this is old pricing here, but it's just going to be billed at $150. Essentially what we're doing is every month we're figuring out what you need to do with your strategy, with your roadmap, and executing on those things with our software and our talent, whether that's in the direction of e-commerce or multiple websites or content building or contacts and leads or building an application on the side. That's kind of those efforts. Training is brand new for us. I did drop some photos. Let's see if this page is up yet. Not yet. I did drop some photos of the new training space on social media 2 weeks ago, right after Christmas. I guess I can pull them up here. So the training space we have next door looks like this. 4 tables, 8 chairs, cool Broad Solutions sign, some photography on the wall. This is in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Got a TV screen with some code shared there. And then some just ancillary chairs and just another view of what's going on. Since then, I've added a whiteboard on the wall here that's rather large. I also have a mobile whiteboard. And effectively what I want to do is offer things that are not standard, I suppose. Not in a, I guess not would be a terrible way to start something, but not a traditional class. The real goal of what I'm trying to do is to help people build things. So while this is just kind of a mock-up of what I want to do, you know, learning WordPress, for example, how to style a theme, how to write a post, how to design pages, how to do contact forms. I want to teach people how to actually use the website and what they, and use it themselves and learn themselves and build their own skill in a very fast, easy way to be able to navigate around and have somebody who's actually in person and willing to talk with you and willing to dive through it. And my hope is that the other 7 people who sit around and have the same questions get answered, but they also can share things between each other and their experiences and what they're facing, and using me as the proctor, as a person to bounce the ideas off of and their hardships off of. I've been doing WordPress for too long now, 10 years, whatever, 12 years. It's been, you know, long hours at night and trying to figure it out, and you know, I've been in every direction with it, and I just would love to share that with people so they can avoid the same pitfalls and things like that. I'm looking to offer trainings in more than just WordPress or BigCommerce, for example, is design and Next.js and building a REST API, building a SaaS application, and going deeper and deeper into the web sphere for folks that are freelancers, for folks that for folks that just want to build their own website, want to help other people build their websites, and people who want to take a stab at building applications, people who just want to know certain things, and other trainings I would like to offer have to do with marketing your website and doing SEO and learning which platform is best and why you would choose a different platform and things like that. So the training room's new to us. I've had it for a little while now, but I have a 7-month-old now, but I've had that room for a couple months now, and it's been hard to be able to get time and focus on that while managing a business and that has its own web care plans and its own projects and things like that. So what I'm looking to do, I did kind of jump around here for a second, but what I'm looking to do is not only train people with skills and leveling up their own stuff, but hopefully find people that want to work at Broad Solutions by being an intern, a developer, a designer, a project manager, and then I'm even contemplating having sales people as well, and growing the agency as a whole with the different skills and different things that are involved in websites. To go back to where I was going before with either 40 hours a day or 200 hours a week was training in-house, web care plans for partner clients, project blocks for those one-time web clients, building new applications. I have ideas that just flow out all the time, and I have way more ideas than I actually have time in the day, and I would love to just utilize training and old code to create new code and people to kind of come in and push on these efforts and things that I have. You know, building a dropship platform for generic businesses, or making a marketplace that other stores can feed into, building applications for Shopify and BigCommerce, product information managers that sync products and inventories. We are building Broad Agency, which is housing our content. Oh, come on now. /admin, I know that. Getting leads and so this is a dashboard application I built with Laravel that I mentioned feeds the trainings into broadsolutions.com. So like this learn WordPress one, for example, building applications like this that suit me but also suit other people and can be sellable and usable and maybe even applicable to the people that want to come and train, and they're like, oh yeah, I want to do this, but it's in a different realm and it's going to be my name and my stuff. So how to use PHP and MySQL and build what you actually want, make it come to life. And then the other last set of things, I should probably number these instead of bullet them out. So our goal is going to be tracked with broadsolutions.com website improvements as well, which is what I plan to show here for the next hour after this intro. So today's the first step towards my mission, sharing online, opening a window into Broad Solutions, and finding passionate people just using tech and the latest technology that's always changing to just get people geared up and want to improve on themselves. So our methodology consists of continuous improvement, and this is something that is also sold to clients is like we want to improve 1% every single day. We can't just come in and immediately give you a full suite of things that is just ready to go. Things have to be strategized. The team has to be aligned. We have to actually have time to create something. Then we need time for testing. We need time for revision. And then we need time to actually launch the thing. And then we need time to promote the thing. So we have to create and devise project plans for others as well as ourselves that make sense. So we're using our time effectively, and each day we come in and beat on our craft a little bit more and build something to the next level and optimize it just a little bit more and make a little bit more functionality and add a little bit more design effort, put a little bit more graphic in, and refine the user experience and just invest in our skills and in the thing that we're actually working on. So at the end of the day, these are kind of numbers that line up with hitting this 200 hours per week, is figuring out how to do 15 project blocks over the next year, per week over the next year. Make these check boxes a little bit more standoutable. Achieve 15 web care plans over the next year. Right now we have 2 web care plan partners. So, it's our goal to at least achieve 1 per month here. And then I'm planning on offering 4 classes per week. These are 2-hour classes. I will probably be doing a live event for them, even though it's for the people internally, live and or recording, so that we have content to share and things to get excited about, and give the person who's attending the actual video and the screen recordings of what we did, as well as the GitHubs and things like that. Another one is build a software as a solution application, a SaaS application, and that is a program that collects money as well as provides a service. So everyone would know about, say, Shopify.com. You have to subscribe in order to have a store, which is the functionality. But to keep the store running, you have to pay your membership fee or your reoccurring subscription fee. So we want to build one for ourselves that is independent of what we do or what we do for clients. I don't know what that is yet. I've got like 6 things I want to do. I'm gonna have to choose one, but it takes a lot of time and effort. And then investing in broadsolutions.com, the website, this is a good segue into what I'm going to do today. The website's very simple. So for websites, for example, all I have is, let's say, 5 sections. A hero here. So what are we trying to do? Rescue merchants from outdated designs and obsolete tech. Again, this is 2023 version. You know, why you would use website design tactics and what's the purpose of it. We also do website development, so we create scripts and we optimize performance, and we do API connections, and we make applications. And then our expertise has been and will continue to be in BigCommerce, WordPress, Shopify, as well as some of the code languages I mentioned. And then these are kind of the frameworks, so kind of some trigger words for SEO and things like that. The project blocks was new last year, and it was just a more branded name to be able to just be like, yeah, we can do your one-time need, and this is how we do it. So we just call them blocks or projects. Projects I found was too generic, so project blocks was a good way for us to kind of tell people, like, yeah, we can do your thing, it'll take 3 weeks, and these are the milestones and things within the block, but this is about the cost of it, and we kind of standardize our offering there. And then our web care plans are the retainers of using our services monthly over and over again. You know, with some kind of fluff on what it is. And honestly, prior to 2023, we never put our pricing online. I think that it's always kind of a, will they contact us if they know the price? Maybe. If you don't show the price and it's just contact us, cold contact us, does that work? I mean, we're still trying to figure that out. I personally am going under the transparency aspect that people who are shopping these days, so coming from an e-commerce mindset, you don't want to surprise people with what's going on. So it's a big effort loss for me if someone contacts me, asks me to drop a quote, and I never said the price per hour the whole time, and they get their quote and it says $5,000 or, you know, $1,500, and they weren't even expecting it to be close, and we've kind of both wasted our time at that point. So just being a little bit more transparent into the expectation of what you're about to get into. This is all changing. I'm going to be changing it live. I'm going to be doing it with you. As far as the About page, this isn't changing too much. However, the mission will be added to the new website. So we're a digital agency that partners with ambitious companies, and we want to create and grow their online presence. So we strategize, design, and develop a professional e-commerce solution. So we'll be taking that out. A website solution for your business purposes. So we were very much e-commerce focused, but kind of dropping that for now. The core of what we do is something that aligns us and kind of gives us some culture. We only want to work with passionate people internally, and we only want to work with business people that are also passionate about what they do. I'm very lucky in that I'm a business owner and I actually get to choose who I work with. But I know that's not the same for Brad and Sarah, who I also work with. And I tell them all the time that, like, we don't have to work with people who aren't nice, let's say, or respective or value our time and effort. And we have no problem separating ourselves from them and finding the folks that do. So we approach things with curiosity and enthusiasm. We really love what we do, and we want to share that. We're driven. So the relentless pursuit of solving complex challenges. I love puzzles and challenging things, and I will just pour hours into something, and while my wife might say it looks like I'm not having fun, and I might actually say that out loud, when I get to solving it and it's done, I get a feeling that is like nothing else. And again, that's kind of the core value that of people that I'm looking for as well, is you know you're about to practice and do something very hard, but at the end of it you're going to have something and it's going to feel good, and you know you've achieved it. Teamwork, so beginning to realize that I can't do it myself. It's time to open ourselves up and share things. Training and those type of activities are going to be very important. And then dependability. So to do, act, and think about what we say. That does sound very just generic, and it probably was taken from a website or something. At the end of the day, the website development kind of crux, or the thing that we hear the most from clients about their last developer, was that they're not dependable. They stopped picking up the phone, or they stopped responding to emails, or their, you know, timelines are off and they can't actually do what they say, or they need more money. All of those different types of objections. We're very transparent. I'll tell you if I mess something up. I mean, I'm human. It happens. Maybe, you know, every once in a while, something that I didn't see will come up and plague something, and I'm just forthcoming about it. You have to be, like, it just happens. To hide behind or to waste time blaming or that sort of thing makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. So I try to teach my team and try to act like that. That mistakes happen. We're dependable. You can rely on us. You can call me if the website's down. We'll look at it as fast as we possibly can and get it back up and running, things like that. I'm going to take a break from speaking because I can already feel my facial muscles tightening while I get set up for actually doing some code here. So what you're looking at is OneNote. It's a Microsoft application. It's where I take a lot of my notes that are more, well, it's going to have to be put on the website anyway. So I type them in here. Usually at first, I actually write them down on a notepad. And I just have myriads and myriads of these notebooks that I've collected over the years. Note-taking is very important to me. I don't know where I'd be without it. It keeps me track of what I'm doing and things I need to get done. And so I personally have a physical notebook. I use tons of different colors and things to try to help break up the monotony of the page. I put stuff on OneNote and these things that, you know, maybe I find on the internet, and some copy and things like that. So what you're looking at is 2024 Year of the Dragon and mission. This is all the stuff I typed up prior to this. Kind of my little mark here signifying that I took this from somewhere else. So 2024 is just a year, it's just a number, it's just another thing, of course, right? I'm not really big into New Year's resolutions and things like that necessarily, never really have been. But, you know, in business, we measure things in time, so year, quarter, month, week, etc. It was a good indicator of like saying, you know, Year of the Dragon, what can I do this year? And I worked backwards with, you know, what is it that I want to accomplish and how long would it take? And I came up with this number, 10,000 hours, which I described earlier. But truthfully, it's not about the actual hours or the dollars behind the hours. It's just coming up with really cool solutions and sharing them internally and externally. So I am quiet and creative and driven in these things that this dragon represents, but at the end of the day, I'm looking to share it and just open myself up to, I guess, either criticism or praise, but putting it out there that I just love technology and this is what I want to be doing every single day, and going forth on something that seems missionary is something I figured that other people could then latch onto as well. So if the goal was to achieve, let's say, $1 million income for Broad Solutions, I don't really think anyone would care so much except for maybe me and my wife, because they wouldn't see that, you know. The 10,000 hours is a way that, you know, my employees can be like, yes, I was part of this venture. I leveled up my own skills by putting in, you know, 1,300 hours of that 10,000 hours, and here's my creativity and my work and my solutions and my posts and my pictures and things about it, and it's kind of a collaborative type of thing. So this is my idea, and what I'm trying to do is take everything I've written here and put it on a page. And I did pull up the Zone MUI. I'm sorry to digress here. I did buy a package that is this website 3 years ago. I've since bought a new package and a new repo. And what I'm trying to do is take the old version, the 2023 version, and put it in the new version. So there are a few broken pages and things like that because it's still in progress. But my plan today for the next 50 minutes up until 3 o'clock is to create this page specifically. That is a new landing page with our new menu structure, where you're going to come to broadsolutions.com and you're going to see home, which looks like this. And then you're going to see our solutions, which I mentioned was websites, obviously. Solutions are the project blocks and web care plans. The training is that room next door with classes. There's some store links because I'm going to build out some products and some things that you can buy in the store as far as add-ons and code and some hats. And then I have some more stuff for work with us. So the offerings I want to do for designers and developers, project managers and salespeople, as well as interns. And then the company and about the company. So let's dive into the code. What I did was created the company/about page. That on the highest level here, the app is all of the pages within the website, and the company page, the company about page comes down to this, and all it's loading is a view from a section. So this is a very, very simple way to just quickly have a page and a layout for each of these things. And it's referencing in a different section with _company, and it's looking at the company about view. So if I narrow down to sections, company, and then view, this is the actual view of what I'm looking at here. This is commented out. This is actually being shown, and what it's doing is loading the components or sections from these imports above. So what's very important is to label things correctly, name them correctly, so that it makes sense. For example, this black banner here is company about our mission, and if I were to go hide it, it disappears from the website on the left-hand side, and it's no longer being loaded. If I undo that change, it's back on the website. I could also move it. Sometimes I click wrong. So I can quickly move sections around, not a big deal. It's componented out. For websites, everything is sectioned for the most part in its own container, its own thing. So in website building, the more pages and copy and content and stuff that you get, you kind of want to destructure things into their own folders and different things. React does that very, very nicely. You could obviously do it in just raw JavaScript as well, but the architecture here is very straightforward and easy to use. So we've nested all of the sections on the about page in the sections of company about. This is just the view of it, which was loading from the page architecture. And if I flip that back around, which I want to do, we are a leading digital agency in Michigan, about to grow like bananas. We're taking the website to the next level. Honestly, we're taking you to the next level, just using the website as the medium. And we're a digital agency that partners with companies to grow their online appearance, et cetera, et cetera. We want to change that real quick because I did mention earlier that it's not just about e-commerce anymore. It gets arduous when you have to scroll left and right, so let's go like this just for readability here, which doesn't affect anything. So we're a leading agency, take your website to the next level, maybe even capitalize that to make it look a little nicer. Digital agency that partners with ambitious companies to create, maintain, and grow their online presence. So we're partnering with companies and people now. I think I might leave it the way it is. We have been using this over and over. I might have written some new copy. Let's go check it out. So I do have a new mission and new vision. However, this is the about section, so I think I'm going to leave the about copy. Very similar to what it is. Strategize for your business. I'm curious how this looks and reads on here, to be honest. We exist to meet the needs of people who want to build and play on websites. It is badass to write your own code for a website that can be accessed by anyone with internet. The thrill of successful attempt after many, many failed attempts motivates us to keep pushing through the most brain-challenging problems. You know what? I'm gonna leave that. Let me know in the comments if you like that better. If not, I'll change it back. We are one digital agency. That is flowing in from a JSON array here. So one digital agency. Oops. We have 12 years experience, and our goal in 2024 is 10,000 hours. It'd be like build. Nice photo of the training area there with our logo on a sign. Again, this is the company about page. This is found company about. The mission is the tagline here. It does have some very large spacing. Try to kind of cut that a little bit. Maybe make it even. Interesting. So our 2024 mission in the year of the dragon is it's tough. So I looked up mission and vision online, and technically I have them reversed, but I feel like our vision, as far as the tagline, makes sense. So the vision online says it's a goal in the future that you want to hit, which this very much is. So we want to level up our website skills with 10,000 hours in 2024. I feel like that just is going to be the mission here. I've went back and forth on it. It doesn't need to be complex, or it doesn't need to be, confusing. I'd rather it be straightforward. I do have H3s, H2s, and H1s set at a mono font face, which is this here, very much computer-like, versus this down here, which is just a regular sans. So if I do change this, you'll notice the font does change. It's pretty well balanced. Kind of unbalances it, and it makes it a little harder to read, honestly. I think I want to not have it flow so far to the right. Padding bottom. Think about padding left and right. Should be more. I'm obviously going to refine this tagline here. There's a myriad of different combinations I can do. Our mission to level up our website skills with 10,000 hours of practice. It's got to be bigger, for sure. Maybe I do a little smaller on the left. I do 4 and 8 in the grid. I don't like that our mission drop down. Our word broke. How would I fix that? It's too much padding. Ooh, that's kind of nice, actually. How do I it's not bad. Kind of gave a little asymmetry, actually. Made it look a little nicer. I don't know. It's tough. It's cleaner and succinct this way. Although when I do go to mobile, it does go back to that format, which I enjoy. Which is controlled between these two here. So on the small screens, it's going to lay out to 12 by grid. On the medium or larger screen, it's going to be 8/4. So it's a 12 grid total. So on the left-hand side, for you, it's probably on this side, but on the 24-hour mission side, it's 4. And then on the other side, it's 8. So it is broken into that like grid column. It is, I don't think the inspector really shows the columns I'm talking about, but that's 4. That's the indicator of 4, and that's the indicator of 8. Could go 5 and 7, but it's not very standard. or I could go 12 and 12. Kind of give it that bigger look. So this is web design in a nutshell. Client may have given you their mission, and it's a paragraph or a sentence. And then it's part of the designer to put it in the website, make sure it works, which it's working. But in this last couple minutes, you can tell that it's kind of up to me on how I want to design it, have it lay out. Does it match the other elements of the website? Whether or not that's a good thing. So in this case, I kind of don't want it to match the rest of the website because it is so unique and I do want people to latch onto it. So coming up with this layout here that is different is kind of important, and it takes exactly what I showed, time and effort into just seeing what would happen when you change the font size or the layout of the grid, maybe the colors and the padding around it, the margins around it, the background imagery or colors. If I were to change this to the red that we have, it is, to me, washed out and not really a great background color for text and being able to say things. I mean, maybe if I change it to black text, I mean, it is somewhat, but then color theory pops in and we know that red is very representative of stop and danger. That is it too much red to evoke something? Like, is this a little scary to someone? I think so. I wouldn't go with a red background, whether it's white or black text here. It's too much. I could make it subtle and really clip out all of that by maybe dropping the padding. There's not as much of it, but it doesn't evoke the same feeling, I don't believe, as something like this that is literally black and white. It's just, this is what it is. Like, there's no interpretation of it at all. Black is black and white is white. I'm saying this is the year of the dragon, this is what we're going to do. And I think this is what I'm going to land on for now. What's cool is I can actually take this component and load it on a different view. So prior to this, I generated the page layout for our mission, which you can tell that just came in with the same component that I was just messing with. So even though this is company/mission, I'm actually loading the components from the About section, which is super cool because now I can create that mission block and use it across the entire website with just simply importing it in the header of this file and then placing in the component within the actual page that it returns. So anything I change on that one specific component will just immediately change it across the website. There's no looking up the different pages and editing each thing. That's kind of an old style website thing that used to be done. Is very time consuming and arduous. like if an image changed, for example, like a logo, and you had it here, there, left, right, rather we just have an image, a logo component that loads one singular image. So if someone had a new logo, we go in, find the logo, drop the new image, and it would change across the site. For the company, for the Our Mission page, I did take out the About section because I did duplicate this. Obviously I have to import it. I do have Google Copilot running, which is my AI. So this is the Our Mission page, and this section is important, so I might keep it down here. So I just moved it to like down here and lower. But because this is the Our Mission page, I want the very first thing to be Our Mission. This level up keyword, tagline, catchphrase, however, is going to be the marketing and advertisement push that I'm going to do locally here in Kalamazoo, as well as across the website. I think it evokes a very good balance between gamification and like just a quick acknowledgement that, you know, you're going to hit a different level or a different rung or go into the next thing. I want to level up my skills, you know, obviously 10,000 hours, I'm going to do it myself, but I want other people to latch onto the same thing as well and level up their skills and their websites and things like that. So that's going to be a very big trigger and kind of marketing terms here. So on this page, what I want to do is make it based around you, the visitor, and what you want to see, and kind of give you a look into what we're doing so that there's some kind of attachment and some sort of, oh my God, these guys are saying what I want to hear, and I want to join them by either having them work on my website or me going and training with them, or at the end, you know, maybe you want to work directly with us at Broad Solutions. So as you can tell, for now, I do have the vision as this. As I looked online, I mean, they're kind of telling me mission, vision, yada, yada. I get confused when I look at resources upon resources of different things. I think I'm going to use this instead and flip the two. And I do need to change it in a different file called Vision. And I'm probably going to get corrected on this. But our vision is to solve all the website problems by handcrafting elegant solutions with passion and creativity. So a lot of cool, fun words in there, but I'm big into saying that what we do is handcrafted. I actually have to type on this keyboard and click on this mouse, and you know, it's not the same as shoveling on the road, obviously, or woodworking, which I do on my on the side. But at the end of the day, like, we have to use brain power, and we have to take in complex variables and write them down and figure them out and put it in the computer and get the output and really just kind of learn and do these things. So we are visionaries on everything has to be solved. Like there is a solution to everything. Whether that's the solution that was originally paid for, not always true, but there is a way and a know-how and a way to do it. So that for me is going to be the vision of this company. There is a cool little icon that will go in here that's a play button. Maybe I'll even use this video for it, where you'll hit play and it'll be from me about our vision and what it is and why we're doing it in a very eloquent way. So after I've kind of described our mission and what we want to do, I do kind of want to sandwich between these two sections a different section that actually has to do with what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, which is how we're actually going to achieve this, or what we're looking to do. So it's going to be kind of an intro like this that's more text heavy and perhaps has a picture, or mainly it's going to be like a counter, because that'll be really nice of where we're at in the progress. So when we hit 800 hours, it'll be 800 out of a 10,000. Kind of give a percentage and like a tracking event, but for now I'll just have like a simple picture that helps kind of evoke that same idea. So in order to create a new component here, I need to actually make a folder called Mission. And I think I'm going to use an existing one. So if I go back to About Us, I mean, this is super nice. I might just end up using that, but could also use something like this to say, something along the lines of like, here's what we're trying to do in these two sentences. There's the tagline. And then how we'll do it perhaps could be these things. So it could be something like this. Maybe along with build an application. I think I'm going to use this section here. So this one for me is a home page. And I don't remember what it's called, so I'm looking it up. Let's see how it loads actually. This is interesting. I have to start from the beginning here. Index, which is homepage, home view. It's loading the home view. And scroll bar progress. Interesting. I don't remember that. Home hero, which is this. Feature highlights, which is this must be. No, that's not it. Interesting. Let's go back to my paths. I'd be using marketing home. Again, this is a purchased repository that actually is an upgrade of the 2021 version I bought, and I have to take the old code and put it in this new format. So there is a little bit of like kind of up in the air right now, which is all part of the process. I don't think it makes me look sloppy that it's not here nor there, because by the end of this it'll all be cleaned up. This is just part of chipping away at leveling up and getting to where you need to go and figuring this stuff out. So I believe gotta find the navigation here. There we go. So my path is accurate. Interestingly enough, it's loading. Oh, no way. That doesn't help. So, this is the actual homepage. I must have been on this slash websites. I had no idea. I didn't even realize until I looked at the title up here. So I was clicking on index, which would have been home. I was actually in websites. So back to what I was trying to do. Website landing, and this section here is the about, which I can confirm if I just hide it really fast. So actually what I want to do is copy it. Website's landing about. And I'm going to copy it into company mission and paste it. And rename it to company mission about. So I have to rename the file, and what you end up doing is naming it with the start of the section name, and then the folder that it's in, and then what the actual section's about. So it's, for me, it's called about. I'm just going to change this part to the same thing. Company mission about. What I like to do is change right away something so I know that it's new, and it's going to say like about this. Shoot, let me just take it from the thing here. It's not visual yet on the website. So we come over to mission. It's not in there. I haven't even loaded it yet. I have to go to the view, the mission, and actually import this thing. Company, mission, about. I'm hitting tab, which is accepting the IntelliSense and Google Copilot, or excuse me, GitHub Copilot recommendations. So it did come with a photo in here. I can confirm that I did get the new stuff by seeing it here versus this static one that stayed the same. So I want to update this section with the new stuff here. Say for classes. I think I'm going to remove the plus icon. So I kind of have a section here built out for number, tagline, and description. I don't think I want the link. So this image that just came with that section will probably be the space of, you know, month and hours and goal and that kind of thing is like a progress indicator. I do want to add another row for probably work with us. Employees. This live here is going to end in about 8 minutes. I had no idea it'd be this tiring, to be honest. There's a super bright light in my face. I don't think I ended up writing anything, which is interesting. My face is definitely sore from speaking so much. So we come back and look at it. It is similar to the section that we copied, and it's not currently balanced, but you know, we do kind of have a countdown here of things that we want to accomplish and do. The idea maybe of this plus will be it will link into the actual thing that I'm talking about. So I can import the paths. Actually, I have to define. I gotta go. I'm gonna put a new key in here very quickly, actually. And do websites, project. It's weird, it's not working. Oh, yeah, solutions. So this is cool. I'm adding the paths as a key in each of these things, and I'm actually going to grab it down below, which I'll show you here in a second. And this would be training dot classes, or probably better yet, landing. I guess classes for now. And then careers, or career. Jobs. So you can take that little plus that I did want to get rid of and actually just make it a link. You need to add a href, I believe, to the box. I guess not. Can I easily add a link to here? I guess nothing. I feel like the link on the plus is going to be rather small, so maybe I'll just make each of the things clickable, which is plus in row label, and content, which is in this stack. I don't know if I can do an href on a stack. Oh yeah. It doesn't seem to like it. Sometimes you can. You know what, better yet, I think I'm just... Let's see, I got 3 minutes, so just give it a quick win here. Go back to that button structure. Which won't work immediately, but so right after the content, I'm going to add this button, which I'll have to import button. Oh, I hate imports sometimes. Iconify. Where's that at? Lost track. There's a helper that destroys my imports every time I remove them. There we go. So right now it says about browse solutions, but I'm going to change it to the paths is going to be rows.path, row.path. So it'll link properly, and then this is just say like how to get involved, and then I don't need as much spacing. Cool. Well, thanks for joining this live. I'm going to wrap it up right now.